our first presenter today will be Ella Norenberg. So her mentor, Carrie Kokinogenis of the Sustainable Business Network of Massachusetts, couldn't be with us today to introduce Ella, but she did prepare some words, and so I'll read those on behalf of Carrie. I'd like to introduce Ella Norenberg, an undergraduate student of UNH majoring in psychology and eco-gastronomy with a minor in nutrition. She has taken on building relationships with local farmers, market managers, building out our local Eat Local month events and promotions and communications across all of that in our Boston Local Food Festival. She has brought to these efforts her skills, experiences, and connections, particularly in the region's local fishing industry, as well as her joy, openness, and energy. We are thrilled with what she has created for SBN and Eat Local movement more generally, and I can't wait to see what she does next. So Ella, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you for that introduction. It was such a pleasure to work with Carrie and the rest of the SBN team, and I'm excited to share with you guys what we have been working on this summer. If you can go to the next slide. Awesome. So this summer, I worked under Carrie as the Local Food Program Fellow. During the summer months, SBN's Local Food Program focuses on two main initiatives, one of them being Eat Local Month, which occurs in August, and the Boston Local Food Fest, which happens in September. In the past, Boston Local Food Fest has taken a lot of the summer months focus from the team. It's a huge event, takes a ton of planning and efforts and time. So this summer I was brought on to really oversee the planning and promotion of Eat Local Month and build it up to the size and space that it deserves. Eat Local Month is a statewide educational campaign to encourage residents to source their food locally. It is really a time to celebrate all the amazing work of our local farmers, food makers, and fishermen. Eating local is important all throughout the year and every single month, but this is really a time to celebrate all the effort that goes into allowing us to do so. This is really important because right now only 10% of the food consumed by New Englanders is produced here in the region, and SBN is working towards the New England Food Vision, where 50% of the food consumed by New Englanders is produced here in the region by 2060. And on the right is a little infographic that I created to share with our network about why eating local is so important and how it can benefit you, your favorite local businesses, and your community and local economy. If you can go to the next slide. Thank you. I started off this summer by building out connections and planning for Eat Local Month. I started off by reaching out to local farmers markets, discussing the Eat Local Month vision and how we could best support them in their efforts. I created this guide with all the farmers markets in the greater Boston area, so it's a really simple, easy resource for the public to be able to find a market near them and how many are offered and all the great opportunities to buy local food. I also reached out to local libraries, specifically in the Boston Public Library Network and the Minuteman Network. Libraries are such an important community resource, and they're a great way for us to reach the audience that might not necessarily be seeing our online posts and really get them interacted with Eat Local Month as well. So I provided the libraries with this toolkit that features a little bit about Eat Local Month, some infographics about why it's important, as well as a recommended reading list for adults and children so that they can educate themselves about local food and really get excited to get involved. I also reached out to, local restaurants and asked if they'd be willing to feature a locally sourced dish during the month of August. And we have a few having those going out right now, which is really exciting. I also reached out to food tours and asked if they would be willing to speak about Eat Local Month during their August tours and spread the word with locals taking the tours, as well as tourists who are coming to Boston and exploring the food scene. I also updated our Instagram, website, and newsletters throughout the summer and built out our Hootsuite for the entire month of August, so Eat Local Month will continue on even after my fellowship ends. And I also had the pleasure of helping create 3 in-person events to allow the public to engage with organizations supporting local food. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. And during my time at SBN, I really learned so much. I got to practice advertising, marketing, graphic design, event planning, all sorts of things that I haven't had a ton of experience with before. And throughout this summer, I got to work alongside the SBN model for operating, which focuses on coordination, communication, and collaboration, and bringing all these aspects together in order to build community. And I believe I really got to hone in on this during my time there. This little graphic on the side shows a bunch of the organizations that I was able to bring into the SBN network and create contacts for future engagement. And I am sad that my time is coming to the end, but I'm hoping that my work continues on and these collaborations are very beneficial to all the parties involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. Great work. Thanks for your presentation. So I'll turn it over to Alexis and myself. Alexis, do you have any questions for Ella?
Yeah, so Ella, I was wondering, in the restaurant scene, when you were reaching out to them, what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome when maybe talking to them about Eat Local Month?
Yes, it's definitely a difficult topic, reaching out to restaurants. So many of them have relationships with their distributors already and might not be so sourcing locally. So it's definitely a big challenge, and even just getting their contact information. So many have like bounce back emails and contact info on their website that might not be updated or checked as frequently. But I was able to get some beneficial responses with some that have started to source locally, but are looking to grow that. So this is a good opportunity for them to practice that for a month and see how it goes, and maybe continue it on in the future.
That's excellent. It's wonderful to hear about reaching out to, restaurants who maybe aren't doing this and realizing how it can really boost their food profile and the patrons who are coming as well, to increase the local economy for food systems. Fantastic.
Yeah. I had a question, which I think is fairly common in this space, but is there any like ambiguity as to what local means? Right?
There definitely is.
Local.
Yeah, so in the past, Eat Local Month at SBN has really only focused on Massachusetts or even just close to Boston. But going forward, we're hoping to make it more regional. So this summer, I've been reaching out to farms and different places in other states in New England, and hopefully we'll grow the network and create more of a cohesive Eat Local Month. New Hampshire does the same month, so we've had some conversations with them as well about working together and making it a much bigger thing throughout the region.
Yeah, great. Thanks.